I think they came out, they were, I talked to the team about the St. Mary's team. The bottom line with them is how tough they are. And, I think the guys listened to me, but I'm not sure they heard it. And St. Mary's came out swinging, and they had us on our heels right away, and made all those shots, and then we adjusted a little bit on a few things, and did a better job and got ourselves back in the game. But that ultimately that start, we dug a big hole.
Jeff was saying he's never seen Holt do that in his life, hit that many shots when he couldn't miss early on.
Yeah. Well, the thing about Stephen Holt is he scores in big situations. He always seems to score. So credit to him, and credit to St. Mary's when they came out. And, I knew we were going to see. That's what we were going to see. They had a week to prepare. It was their first road game. They were ready to play.
Do you put any stock in maybe expending too much energy trying to get back from being in that hole? Because you guys were able to get back and get a bit of a lead a little bit early in the second half, but then they kind of went on another run again.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, but that's just in a game like this, you have to play every possession, and we had it to one, and then Drew missed the free throw, and it could have tied it, and then we went down and we got the just wasn't gritty enough, wasn't tight enough on our switch, and we left the guy open. He hit a three, and so that's on us. That's where we got to get better. They were just a little more veteran than us, a little tougher than us, and a little But there were some good things. Our guys battled back in a game that looked like, whoa, this could get it. But they battled and they took the lead, and they did some great things. But this is again another kind of league game type atmosphere, league game type battle, and they're good. Like I said, they're a really good team.
Is that what these last kind of two games have kind of taught you? I mean, like, you did some good things in both games, but not quite enough of them, I guess.
Right, and not quite consistent enough as far as the details of being able to play every possession, and you got to be able to do that in huge games like this.
Jeff was saying maybe in the long run this will be good because there's some things that need to be fixed. He said some leaks that need to be plugged. I mean, you feel like this next week you're really gonna be able to.
Absolutely, and it's part of growing, and when you play good teams, they expose anything you do wrong, and we didn't do a ton of things that were awful, but there was enough that we have to do better.
On the play where they hit the three, they come out of a timeout. You guys expecting them to get a three look there, and what happened on the switch?
Our guys played it the right way, and one of them just, I don't know whether we didn't communicate it well enough, or we both ran to the ball, and it should have been a switch.
What kept Kermit off the score sheet tonight?
I think they just did a nice job of being really physical with him at the start of the game, and they were letting, the refs were letting him play. So, and I think he just, they just kind of bodied him off the ball a few times. And
Not trying to goad you into an officiating tirade or anything, but called totally differently than that Kentucky game. I mean, how tough is that to transition from?
Well, that's the challenge, night in, night out, is trying to adjust to it right now. And, it's just confusing a little bit in some ways. But we'll figure it out.
How good did you feel? I mean, obviously you probably felt pretty good, but going in the locker room, what was kind of the feeling like, kind of the atmosphere, and what did you guys kind of talk about? Because, you were down, 16, and you fought it back to within, I think, 2 at the half.
Yeah, we were down 2 at half, and I knew St. Mary's didn't come here to go away. They gave us a good shot, we answered, and we came back, and then they answered, and we came back. It was a good game, and it was, like I said, it was down to one possession, and we weren't able to get a stop on that one possession. So.
Jeff hasn't had a lot of open looks lately, and it looked like today he was able to get some open looks. It looked like he was a little more aggressive in taking them, even if they weren't completely open.
Right. The guys did a good job finding him, and we ran some good stuff for him, and Jeff's a gritty, tough player. He knocks him down.
Did you feel like, did you tell him to be a little more aggressive, and that, hey, that window doesn't have to be that big to take him?
Well, he's got to find more. Yeah, absolutely. He's got to find shots because he makes them. So, and then, I think Linder did a good job of making some calls to get him some good ones. And then the guys did a good job of finding them.
So how do you spend this next week leading up to Hawaii?
Well, the first priority right now is finals. And I want our guys to go out and compete in finals. And, that's number one priority. And then, you know, then we'll regroup and fix some things that we need fixing. And like I said, now we gotta go play a home team in a tournament. So we're gonna have our hands full.
Would you want to see St. Mary's again that second day of the tournament?
I don't. I mean, it's all Hawaii. I mean, there's no shoot. Like I said, we gotta get Hawaii, and they're gonna, you know, they're a good basketball team, and they're at home, and they're, you know, I know what it's like playing there. So our focus is 100% totally on Hawaii.
You're obviously not the first coach to have trouble with Randy Bennett. You've been around him a long time. What makes him so good? How does he do this year in, year out with that team?
Well, he's been there a long time, and if you look at the history of his program, you know, it didn't get to this situation overnight. I mean, it was just year in, year out. He just gradually kept getting better, gradually kept getting better. And, you know, it's you know, some of the things that we're doing, and you know, we're just 11 years behind him, you know, as far as being here. And you know, that's what we're gonna just keep getting better, and keep growing this program. And you know, like I said the other day, you know, there's big potential here, and there's we think there's a lot of great things we can do here. And you know, I think Randy's program is an example of that as far as continuity and what it does, and the consistency of the coaches, and the consistency of having players that come through the program.